Thank you very much for the invitation. I'm very happy to be part, even online, at this nice event. So today I would like to present you our approach and study of provenance analysis of ancient mostly white marbles, the methods that we use, and the plans for future applications in Tinos Island. So marble studies has many different aspects, such as archaeological and historical information and context. We have the different types of marble. We have the white marbles that we will focus today, and the colored stones, like Alkis presented earlier. And the provenance studies, where is this marble coming from and what this can tell us. The weathering and the conservation of these surfaces and the marble material, pigments and polychromy, and many, many others. In every of these categories, it's important to remember that it is an interdisciplinary study, and only with the connection and the study with many different scientists and domains, we can have accurate and complete results. So very quickly, what is marble? Marble is a metamorphic carbonate rock. We have two types. We have the calcitic marble and the dolomitic marble. And this is important because each marble is treated differently and it can be worked differently in terms of tools and workmanship. We have, and what is also important to know, that we have corrosion of marble due to temperature, humidity, radiation, and many other environmental elements. Marble was used broadly in antiquity. It is one of the most widespread material after pottery from prehistory till nowadays. And it was used for art, architectural construction, but also many times religions and temple construction. And it was a way to capture history, culture, civilization, but also the socio-economic situation of each community throughout the centuries. And the first time that the word marble, in Greek marmaros, appears is in Homer epics, and it means a large boulder. And as you see here, a very brief example, we have the Cycladic figurines from prehistoric and Bronze Age times, archaic and classical masterpieces, Roman portraits and sculptures, and from archaic period onwards, we have complete constructions made of marble till, of course, the Roman and later times. Why do we need to know where this marble is coming from? Why do we need to do the fingerprinting of this information? By knowing the source of the marble, we can answer questions concerning the connection between the cities in terms of religion, economy, and any other type of relationships. We answer questions about the ancient trade, how the trade was made via land or sea routes or even river routes, the way of transferring the material, as well as the exchange of products, the techniques, the technicians, and the art in general. We can solve problems in conservation and restoration, where this marble is coming from, and then we substitute this marble with the same source from the ancient part. And of course, the authenticity, it is a critical situation in many museums. Marble cannot be dated, so we cannot know the chronology of one object. However, we can know the source. And if the source is coming from an ancient location, then yes, we can secure that this object is authentic. If not, and this marble is coming from modern sources, then we can again secure that the result is a fake product. Again, the combination of archaeologists and physicists and chemists and geologists, it's necessary to have these accurate results. Here is a map of the most important quarries in the ancient world. What is very famous in Cyclades, it's Paros and Naxos. In Attica, we have Penteli and Hymetos. We have Thasos, of course, and Proconnesos, ancient important sources throughout the whole antiquity. The whole coast of Asian Minor with hundreds of different quarries from Ephesus, Aphrodisias, Heraclea, and Miletus. And of course, we have in Italy, in Carrara, but also in Austria and in Slovenia, many other sources. What is important to remember, and that's the case of Tinos, that there are many smaller quarries all across the ancient world that they were mostly used locally or very exported, very limited. How do we do this study? We have an unknown sample. We have an archaeological object that we want to check where is it coming, where the marble is coming from. And then we have to have a database of quarry samples. We perform all these techniques such as petrography, microscopy, stable isotope analysis, trace element analysis, and fluid analysis. And after we collect all the data and all the numbers, with statistics, with the help of various statistical projects, we compare this data and we find the provenance. Many are needed since marble is a very homogeneous material. One technique cannot give accurate results. Of course, this comes to a problem, especially when it is a material from an archaeological collection, an archaeological site, or a museum. Many times the sample is very small, and it is not enough to perform all these techniques that I mentioned before. We have, since the sample is small, we have the problem of the heterogeneity, which means when you have a block of 10 tons and you just get 1 gram, it will not be homogeneous. So you have to be at the museum, collect all the macroscopic and visual information, and you should include this at your results at the end. And of course, the weathering. When a sample is weathered, we have to clean it manually at the laboratory, and that means that we are losing a lot of material. In the case of the geological, it's not a problem, since we can take larger samples, but we have to keep in mind to take many samples from many different locations to have a clear overview of the quarry and all the possible characteristics of the quarry. As I mentioned before, the database is the most important tool for our research. At the moment, we have more than 5,000 quarry samples, all taken from ancient and modern sources, including the map and the locations I showed you earlier. And this is a database that it continues to grow. And within this database, we are adding approximately 5,000 samples from previous projects, from museums and ancient sites, which is architecture, sculptures, reliefs, sarcophagi inscriptions, and many other things. Each quarry should include 20 to 50 samples. So then we have the clear overview. When a location is bigger, we should take more to be able to have the full characteristics. In what is happening now in Tinos, we were very happy to start this project only couple of months, let's say, ago. We are aiming to start small and analyze the white marbles from the different locations of the island, including Karika, Isternion, Pathi, Lichnaftia, Ras, that Alkis top, and it was the green part. And slowly, after developing this database, we are aiming to continue adding more and more locations. Of course, we have modern extraction within all these quarries, so we should take samples not only from the ancient parts, but also the modern parts, in case that this was used, these locations were used in antiquity. There was a previous study by Lazzarini and Antonelli in 2003 describing the marble of Tinos Island, but unfortunately only a small part of it, and only focusing on archaeometry. So what we are planning to do, we will include archaeometry, we will prepare the database and the fingerprinting of these locations from Tinos. We are aiming to do photogrammetry through this Aristeas European funding, and we will have a clear idea what is happening at the quarry, and it will be a perfect preservation, a digital preservation of the quarry. We will study archaeologically the tool marks, and as soon as the database is ready and as soon as we have all the geological information, the next step is to sample archaeological areas in Tinos itself, such as the museum, the Poseidon temple, and then moving to Delos and see what is the marble connection between Tinos and Delos. And here just I would very briefly like to share with you a previous study that we did with a quarry in Turkey. We included all this information that we are planning to do in Tinos. We have archaeometry, and this is how our diagrams are looking like and will look like. We have the 3D photogrammetry of the quarry. We study the tool marks, and we prepare this database from this quarry. After having all these results, we managed to understand the organization of the quarry, and we realized that this quarry was used specifically of the productions of sarcophagi, as you see a broken one here in the photo. And the main production site was Ephesus in Asia Minor. So we are very happy to have this as a case study, and we perform all these aspects to the Tinos material. This work is published from Turkey, and I would be very happy to share it with you if you are interested. With the organizers of this effort and this event, we are trying to build a database, a bibliographic database for the colleagues that they are interested in learning more the different aspects of this marble study, historically, archaeologically, but also archaeometrically. And of course, this would not have been possible without the collaboration of the Ephorate of Antiquities and the permissions and assistance of Anastasia Angelopoulou, Yorgos Vidos, our marble specialist, who is guiding us through all this effort, and of course, Alkis for his geological expertise. Thank you very much.